Some news here, about a day late on it, but it's still most definitely newsworthy, man. Killer Mike, dope hip hop artist and just a dope mind creative dude. Run the Jewels, a lit group he's part of with LP, another legend. And that's a whole nother discussion though. Obviously his time collaborating with Outkast and the Dungeon family and all that. And you see here, I don't know, do people know, is Killer Mike a pro wrestling fan like that, or just a fan of the nature? As you see, he said, hit my guy, Ric Flair, Nature Boy, up to tell him happy born day, 77 years of woo, love you champ. And this is dope, man. Ric Flair celebrating another birthday, man. There's been some things with Flair over the past couple years where, like, not to get negative, man, but it just wasn't looking the greatest, you know what I mean? And there was the Nature's just that dude, obviously. That's why I was saying, is Killer Mike really a wrestling fan like that? Like, you don't got to be a big pro wrestling fan to know who the Nature is, right? He's up there with Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, John Cena, a more recent individual we're speaking of, who are just such big cultural icons. They cross over in the mainstream and everyone knows them. Just like we're talking about hip hop, Tupac, Biggie, right? Snoop. You don't gotta be into hip hop to know who these dudes are. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Comment anyone who, if you're up on Killer Mike, is into wrestling like that. But aside from just being a big icon, speaking of hip hop, definitely we've seen his like Ric Flair drip, and Griselda. Obviously, they got all kinds of hip hop stuff in there, but working the gimmick and the creative storyline and character work and stuff like that is so huge in pro wrestling, and it's big in hip hop as well, So I don't know. I just thought this was a dope moment to see the Nate celebrating another birthday, man. Again, 77 years old, and it's good to see him still here. Again, tap in, guys, if you know what I'm talking about with those, um, you know, rough times we've been seeing about the Nate and stuff. And I've been seeing some shit too. People were kind of taking to social media to shit on him a bit. Almost like, not literally, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Leave it in the comments. But it's also cool too that he hit him. You see, he's not just like, hey, happy birthday. Like, he was on the FaceTime with him. They were really chopping it up, kicking it. Let's see what some of the people are talking about here, though. Bro, I was trying to hit him up too, but I lost his number. Yo, Mike, FaceTime me, and then we can add Rick to the call. Be nice, said that. A1 forever, happy birthday. One and only Nature Boy. Woo, legendary vibes only. Belated birthday, blessings, Nate. Woo. I have met him at the airport. He is a cool guy, not Hollywood at all. Yeah, like, to not get into the negative stuff people are saying about the Nate, just kind of speaking to that comment there about him being a chill, regular guy. Don't get all Hollywood on you like he's too cool for school. We'll chop it with regular folk. There's been a lot of stories of him being at the bar and partying, man. That's such a cool part. Like, I guess something too that kind of coexists, crosses over between those two worlds, hip hop and wrestling, right? Life on the road. If you're touring or if wrestling's on the road, you know what I'm saying? Hitting the bar at the end of the day, to hold court with the bros, and they meet a lot of people, regular people, and that's always kind of been cool about pro wrestling to me, is that they're working dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously guys like the Nate make it big and get to that big bag, but we see people on the independents trying to grind it out to get to a Nature Boy type level, or even just hoping to get for the opportunity to do that work in a territory or independent scene. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're a regular individual to a superstar overnight sometimes. And with hip hop, like, we know a lot of these dudes come from sometimes tough circumstances in the hood, trying to make it big. So it's like that motivation to work hard, and those things kind of intersect those two worlds in that way. Tap in and let me know if you feel what I'm talking about on that. Make sure to subscribe as well, guys. If you're new over here, we're just talking pro wrestling, old stuff, new stuff, everything in between. I'm trying to get more active with the content, but I need you guys' help breaking through an algorithm, So subscribe, like the video. Every interaction counts, but I just more want to talk with you guys, man, and try and build a cool community to talk pro wrestling. Now that's a flex, big dog, 100%. Woo, happy birthday, champ. See the old gif. What do we got? He's still alive. What the fuck? Like, damn, bro. What do you wish he wasn't? But with that comment being there, I could see how maybe someone who isn't tapped into the pro wrestling world might have thought he wasn't, because, like I said, things have been getting kind of grim for the Nature Boy, where it just kind of seemed he was taking a turn for the worse. Like maybe he didn't have all his faculties and he wasn't there, but he's still here. Also, I remember him having some heart issues back, what was that, like 21, 22? Obviously, the whole plane ride from hell episode happened, and there was some stuff about the Nate where he was looking kind of weird or whatever, you know what I mean? And Tommy Dreamer, who it's kind of crazy. You talk about these different worlds, like pro wrestling, like Tommy Dreamer seemed like a wrestler's guy. And then, like, I don't know, a lot of people were looking at him like he was snitching, but obviously we don't support no weirdo-ish. But jump into the comments and let me know what you think about that whole situation with the plane ride from hell, man. One thing I'll say is, from all these pro wrestlers, it sounds like that wasn't one thing, wasn't one incident, wasn't one plane ride. And some of the stuff that made it onto that episode were more, they were like, man, there's a lot more crazier stories than that. Cool, awesome. And you know what? Ric Flair really thinks about black people. Is the Nate racist? I honestly never heard that. Who was it? Maven, just speaking to pro wrestling, period. Maven and who was it? Devon Dudley. They were talking about how wrestling just kind of, period, is like a good old boy type sport, Southerners and stuff like that. Obviously, we know like Crockett Promotions, WCW, where the big boys play, pause. That whole thing was kind of like the good old boy Southern stuff. Ted Turner. I don't know, man, but there you have it. Just wanted to take a moment, notice this as a cool moment, man. Someone, coming from the hip hop world, tapping in to show Ric Flair love on his big day, and Ric Flair here for another year, 77 years old. Obviously, we were talking about those big icons of wrestling. Hulk Hogan was one of the ones that we mentioned. The Hulkster's not here anymore. Haven't seen many updates on that about his passing, as there was some stuff going on, lawsuits and litigation and things like that, man. But R.I.P. Hulk. Happy birthday, Nate. And man, the Four Horsemen too. Comment, guys, some of your favorite Ric Flair moments of his career, some good matches to just pull up for the fluck of it. Like I said, I really want to get things going here. It's some ways it's hard to kind of like react to and go over wrestling footage. There's ways to do it, and which sucks too, not to ramble on and stamble on and stumble, mumble like a damn buffoon. But this is kind of more like a podcast type platform. I just got a new device, man. My old device took a shit on me, which was like really great for editing. I was very confident with what I could do with it. But this one, presents some challenges when it comes to all that. But yeah, man, let me know if you guys are interested in that, going over any of the old Nate stuff, and you know what I'm saying? Good times from his career. And that's it. I'm out of here. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. Get with you guys on the next one. Peace.